We've been spending time in the third fundamental of our game plan for more, which is to be divinely inspired. And last week we looked at one of the reasons that God inspires us, which was so that we will inspire others, so that we will encourage others as they go through different things of their life. And today we want to take a look at the second reason that God wants to encourage us and strengthen us and inspire us. And that is that in John 16:1, Jesus said, "I have told you these things so that you won't abandon your faith." God desires for us to persevere. That's the second main reason, and probably it covers everything even more than that, in that He wants us to persevere through whatever storm we might be going through. God's saying to us, He's saying, don't quit, don't give up, stay strong, grow, finish the race I have set for you. A while back, I was doing some reading on some different topics, and I came across a statistic that really breaks my heart if it's anywhere close to true. And it said that 67% of adult Christians abandon their faith at some point in their life. 2 out of every 3 Christians, they say, are walking away from their faith. And this is why God is so important to Him to encourage us, because He does not want that to happen. He wants us to persevere through whatever it might be. And you know, it's during the times of storms and tests and trials that some of our greatest spiritual growth actually occurs. If we will simply not be discouraged and quit, but if we will stay focused and persevere in God, He will give us the strength to get through those times. Back in 1968 at the Mexico City Olympic Games, there was a marathon runner named John Stephen Akwari. He was from Tanzania. And at the very start of the race, Akwari tripped and fell, cut his knee badly, needed medical attention, and of course he fell behind the other runners. And as he went through the race, the altitude of Mexico City took its toll on him. And in the end, Akwari came in an hour behind the marathon runner that won the race. And there had been 82,000 people at the start there in the stadium when they started the race. But when Akwari came into the stadium, there was probably only 1,000 or 2,000 left. And the riders afterwards, when they were interviewing, they said, you know, why didn't you just give up? Why didn't you quit? You know, you finished last, you were an hour behind the winner. There was no way that you were going to win this race. And Akwari looked at them and said, my country did not send me 3,000 miles to start the race. It sent me 3,000 miles to finish the race. And that's what God is saying to us. He's saying, I want you to finish the race that I have put you on. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to abandon your faith. I want you to finish strong. You know, the final words that a person says are very impactful. And in the book of 2 Timothy, Paul shares some of his final words to Timothy as he's preparing for his ministry to end. And here's what Paul says: "As for me, my life has already been poured out as an offering to God. The time of my death is near. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have remained faithful." This is a man who was beaten, stoned, whipped, imprisoned, shipwrecked, you name it, and Paul went through it probably at some point in time in his ministry. And yet as he came to the end of it, he was able to say, you know, God, I have finished my race. And he just didn't finish it. He says, I have remained faithful through the whole time. And those are the words that God longs for us to be able to say as we cross over from this life to our eternity with Him. He wants to hear us say, God, I have finished my race and I finished it faithfully. So I hope this week we will concentrate and think about that, of persevering. That's what God wants for us. And if we look to Him, He will strengthen us that we can finish our race and finish it faithfully. Thank you.